How are you? How are you? How are you? Good, good. Thank you. Yes, finally you said something. This is Kiko and Ray, and they toured us around in Tokyo a little bit.
Aww.
It's great. Thank you. Yeah. And so good to see you. It's been so long. About 2 weeks. Yeah. San Francisco is... It's exciting. This is great. So people watch Supernatural in San Francisco. It's cool to see. I kind of imagine that everybody in San Francisco is too busy, like, working on their dreadlocks or whatever, and not enough time to watch television. So I'm so glad to see that weirdos watch Supernatural. Right, that's exciting. I went to a farmer's market this morning in San Francisco. Which I think there are a lot of here, right? Yeah. More farmers markets than McDonald's. And you wanna? And Rich was backstage. I don't know why I brought this stuff to the convention. While we were in the green room, and Rich was like,
"I'm gonna sit on you. I'm sorry."
I'm saying exactly what I was thinking, which is there's a joke there somewhere. I don't know what it is, but there's something. These are enormous. It's kind of and creepy, and I think that is there farmland near some sort of nuclear reactor? That's apparently a beat. Anyway, does anyone? I love that. I love being in a position where you can walk up on stage and you can get a mutant, half-rotten vegetable, and people are like, I want that! Give it to me! Here, you can have both of them. Okay. Show and tell is over now, it's serious business. Hi, how are you?
Hi.
What'd you say? I could sign the carrot. It's a really good idea. You're gonna give it to the teenage girl? Yeah, that's weird, so don't do that. Scratch that last idea, though. I'm not gonna do that. Hello. Good talk. Hi.
Holy shit. Hi.
I'm sorry, I littered. We don't do that in San Francisco. Thank you. Can I help you with that? Okay. I'll water the plants.
Real Misha?
Those are dead. Here's something else with the recycling. Thank you. All right. Wait, what were you saying? Oh, you were saying holy shit. How are you?
Hi.
Good talk. What's your question?
Hi, I really didn't have a question.
Oh.
So, after you directed your first episode of Supernatural and they had a great time pranking you on the set, and I've all heard wonderful stories about that. I was curious how excited you were to direct more episodes.
I faced the prospect of another directing opportunity with trepidation, to say the least. But, you know, excitement. Fear and excitement are such close, similar states, you know. So it's a combination of the two, and I can't quite figure out where the line is drawn. It's funny. It's a funny situation because directing on Supernatural as my first big directing thing was a great opportunity because I know all of the cast and I know all of the crew and I know the show really well, so I know a lot about how it goes. And that makes it a lot easier, and not only that, but I feel like everybody knows that I haven't directed before, so I don't have to pretend that I know what I'm doing, and I can ask a lot of questions, and people will be helpful, and they'll say, yeah, no, it's done a completely different way. and say things like, "Oh, we never realized you were this stupid." You know, friendly stuff like that. But at the same time, I also go into it knowing that there's a really, you know, there's obviously a very real chance that I will be killed by Jared or Jensen. It's a horrible, cruel prank gone wrong that is lurking around every possible corner. So it's you know, there's some good and there's some bad that come with it. I really did devote this is not a joke, a significant portion of my mental energy to defensive moves while I was directing. I was calculating. I knew that they were going to try to, you know, mess up my apartment. And by mess up, I don't know. I just knew that someone told me. Luckily, I had a couple of holes, and they're like, "Listen, whatever you do not leave your keys lying anywhere. Park as far from the crew park as you can, and do not let anyone get into your apartment." Got it. Thank you. So I told the person at the desk in our condo building, "Don't let anyone in. I don't care if they say they're delivering something. I don't care if they say they're my mother. I don't care if it is my mother. They're not letting in." I parked as far away. I walked a long way from where I parked to get to the studio because I didn't want Jared to get into my car. Like on the last day of shooting last year, he put a few pieces of fish under my seat. When he knew that I was about to park my car for the next couple of months, you know. What happens in a hot car in June with fish under the seat? So luckily I found it, because the car smelled like fish immediately. So, the story doesn't end as badly as it could, but I knew that, you know, real things could happen like that. So anytime that Jared was on set, or when they were both on set together, I was alert. I was like a ninja. I've told this story before, so I apologize for telling it again. But one day Jared was shooting, and he was in the first scene. And normally for the first scene, we're still like in the hair and makeup trailer, putting on all our makeup, and fixing our hair, and you know, chatting, catching up on current events. We sort of take our time for the first little bit of the morning, and it takes long enough for us to get to set that they usually like to block that scene without us, if they can. So that by the time we get there, they're actually ready to shoot. And Jared, we were getting ready to block, and Jared shows up on set. And everybody, not only me, but everybody was like, "Oh shit, what's he doing? What's he doing here? Dude, Jared's up. And we all knew, like, something's wrong. Something is dead wrong, because Jared does not come in for a blocking when he doesn't need to, so watch your back. And I actually think he was just trying to scare me, because he didn't do anything. He knew, the fear was palpable, and he knew that I would do it. Anyway, thank you for bringing up that painful subject. Hi.
Hi, I have more words to say.
What?
So...
Wait, what'd you say? I'm sorry.
Hi, I have more words to say now. I'm not as nervous.
I'm looking forward to these additional words.
If it finally came down to it, and Cass was face to face with God, what would he say?
If Cass were face to face with God, what would he say? Probably something along the lines of, "Where were you? Where have you been?" Although I have the feeling that Cass does have this ultimate deference to divine things, so he'd probably be like, "Can't wait to hear the stories about where you've been." I don't think he's going to be mad at God in the final analysis. When God shows up. Yeah. No, I said when. Everyone's like, "Oh, it's coming!" should parse my words much more carefully. I should tell you that when I say God, I mean Rob Benedict. Rob Benedict, not Rob playing Chuck. I just mean Rob. Rob is God for me. So you always comes back.
Hi, Mish.
Hi.
My question was, what memory first comes to mind when I say Jensen Ackles and Jared Padalecki?
What memory?
Yeah, first comes to mind.
When you say Jensen Ackles and Jared Padalecki? I don't know. You know, probably those names remind me an awful lot of a couple of my coworkers. And then after that, I don't know. Probably I'm just going with sort of sense memory things here. But whipped cream. Stale fish. How about you? Do you have any memory? Do these things trigger anything for you? I do notice that I have a certain, like a twitch on my left side also when you say
Well, my memory that comes to mind when I think of them is when they do the pie at your face.
Yeah, that's what I was referencing that with the whipped cream.
Oh, well, yeah.
Speaking of which, sorry, I'm gonna digress for a moment. We had our meet and greet. I had my meet and greet, and the other people who were in the meet and greet had it too, so that's why I said we. So, a meet and greet occurred earlier, and we went to the pool area where there was a hot tub, and we hot tubbed together. It was very sexy, very sexy.
So jealous.
We all rolled our pant legs up, took off our shoes, exposed our lily white legs, and then someone brought angel food cake cupcakes. That woman over there did, and I sat on one. So, what's that? Sorry. You didn't get to see it. Turn around. Have you got $1? There's a 20 in this for me?
If you were to give advice to your younger self, what would you say?
What? Don't sit on a cupcake? Yes. In 2015, the early part of the year, there'll be a cupcake behind me. I recently was trying to cheer my son up, and I got a whoopee cushion. And I was so childishly excited to demonstrate its use to him. And I couldn't get the fucking thing to work. I felt like in one moment I completely failed at fatherhood. I said, you know, you blow it up, and then you sit on it. Just deflated everything. So sad. So, it's a good question.
It's pretty.
I love that you asked me about, like, what would you tell your younger self, and I immediately start talking about whoopee cushion. Maybe that tells me that I wouldn't tell myself, grow up. I don't know, I'm going to try to come up with an answer. Okay, this is maybe not the... there probably would be lots and lots of pieces of advice that I would give myself. One of them is don't get distracted. Like, find something that you're excited about or interested in and do that thing, and don't get distracted by other things. And don't get distracted by perceptions of what you should be doing or what the prudent or practical thing to do is. Just fucking do the thing that you're out to do, and you'll save a lot of time and you'll probably be more successful. I think that that is true. Like, everybody I see who goes after what they are really passionate about and do it in a devoted and consistent and long-term sense end up being successful at that in some way, even if it's just creatively satisfied. And people that hedge and play it safe and, you know, dabble don't do quite as well. There's this, I think it's a Buddhist parable. It's a parable of some sorts, but it says if you're walking in the desert and you need water and you start to dig a well and you go down 10 feet and then you decide, I'm going to dig a well over here, and you go down 10 feet and you dig a well there, and then you change your mind and you dig over there and you do another well, you're never going to get any water. At some point, just stop moving around and go straight down. And I think that that is kind of good advice for myself, because in my years, I feel like I've flitted around a little bit more than I would have liked, and wasted some time and energy. But part of the problem is you don't know what you want to do. So, you know, I don't know, I don't see myself a break.